Hello again. I have started organizing my bits and pieces again. Um, I'm trying to do something interesting now. Because I have all these very tiny electronic components that I have a tough time seeing the code on them. Though I can see it now because I turned on a lamp, but I don't really like doing that during the day. Plus, that I don't really enjoy strong lighting too much. I'm more of a dark room person. Anyways, most of the SMDs are pretty tiny, and one of these magnifying glasses is needed to properly see what's written in there. So I don't have a proper magnifying glass, but I do have a lens from an old set of binoculars, I think. Yeah, and I'm just gonna fit it inside one of these spray can covers. I scratched the outline on the lens on it. If you hear something, that's my cat playing, running around. And I want to basically get a tight fit and then put some hot glue on the other side. I think that will be enough. I think a tight fit will be enough, just enough for this. Let me get my cutter. The blade is not in the best condition, but could be worse. One advice I want to give you if you want to cut elastic like this. First of all, after many severed fingers along the years, mostly when I was younger or a kid, never ever have any finger where the blade might fly off it, if because plastic, it does this weird thing, it goes very hard, very difficult to cut, and then all of a sudden it goes like bang. I think there are less homogeneous spots in the density of the plastic or in the thickness, and you get a thick part, you cut it very slowly, it's very difficult, and then all of a sudden, if it thins up, the blade is gonna fly through it and it's gonna cut your fingers or anything that is in its path. So yeah, try to avoid that. I still have some scars. This here, it was bad enough that it severed some nerve endings, and it's I get most of the feel in the tip of the finger, but it's less sensitive than the others, and I don't know, there's a permanent feeling. This was, you get used to it during so much time. This was like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. It was a long time ago, and yeah, but it's a constant feeling, it's like I don't know, weak numbness, something like that. You don't notice most of the times, but if you focus on the fingertip and how it feels compared to the others, you start to feel it, and the fact that it's less sensitive to the touch than the others. Not really a big deal, can be a lot worse than this. It's not something that you feel at all during the day. Totally went off road with this. Yeah, bear in mind that this cuts, okay, and you can do some nasty damage to your body. Actually, it's pretty dull now because I've used it a lot. That it really doesn't cut if you gently rub it against the skin like this. You know, I can do this all day. But when you do this kind of thing, there's a lot of force involved. So if the blade slips, it's gonna go in. So without further ado, let's. Oh, and one advice, precisely because of this reason, the first thing you want to do is not go all the way through, but just carve a line, you know, all the way through, and then following that line, you do the final cut for this kind of thickness. You know, for thicker stuff, I don't even think that a cutter is recommended. So I'm gonna go try and zoom out a bit. That's gonna be too much on the inside. And also pay attention that the blade sometimes seems to have a mind of its own, not really following the path you want it to take. I have yet to understand that. I think I've never tried to look carefully into this. I think it's the direction you give by tilting the blade, you know, because if you tilt it this way, then it'll go like this, and you know, like some kind of a rudder that controls the direction. It's no time for testing now. I have to get this precisely as I want it to. Okay, so you do this little how do you call it, cut, but not all the way through, and then following this line you punch, and because it's already half cut, the blade follows that path. You still have to be careful, it can still go sideways. And you can really mess up some stuff. This one turns out okay. Try to correct this ending edge here. That always gets a weird straight edge. I don't have many tools for this, you know, like a Dremel, and it's something that I want to have when I'll have the money for it. A Dremel, that would be nice. I think it's too tight now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see where the edges are too thick. It's pretty difficult, actually. Okay, that's expected. You see, now the blade just went on its own a little bit too far, and took out a little bit too much material. I hope that won't be a problem, because it apparently just goes straight through now, and I didn't want that. Almost. There's the holding point. That's actually pretty nice. I just used a couple of transistors. Those heat sinks were too high for this to work. And here we go. I'll actually do blobs of hot glue Instead I was going to... I'll put the camera down and show you that. I'm not properly set up for filming today. How will I do this? I have to let it drop from above. This one's came off. And there you go. That's a magnifying glass. And now I can see the text on this little thing. I don't know if that's okay on the camera, and now I can read an A81SC. So there you go. Do it yourself magnifying glass. Could probably do some cover this this little opening here around the lens with something. I'm not very sure now. Like when we find a disc of plastic or something and cut it and place it over it. But I don't know, it's enough for now. Thanks for watching, and check this out, guys. I was looking around all the bits and parts I have to try and, because it really looks bad. I mean, with this edge here that I've also burned and melted, and you can see the glue. And I remembered first I wanted to find like a rubber seal from, you know, the drain of a sink or something similar, and I have the box with like plumbing stuff, and I remembered I had this I'm not sure, it's a weird word in English. I didn't even know they're called like that. These covers you use for the faucet, or the tap as it's called in the UK, or to cover the pipe in the wall here. And check this out, it's a perfect fit. How neat is this? It looks like something you'd buy. Take a look at this. This is straight out of 5-minute craft. And I'm also using hot glue, so let me plug that back in. And the diameter of the hole is still plenty. Its diameter is still enough. You can see through it, so as you can tell from this, let's say this is the component. Yeah, so you don't see the actual magnification through the camera, because the camera also has lenses, and it doesn't quite work as the human eye, but it's enough for the eye to see the tiniest components. Let's see, this shouldn't have gone too cold. Maybe 3 dots. I don't want to use too much. Just on the edge like that. I want it to be straight, so I'm checking if it's level. A little bit sticking out there, but that will go in time. You will travel through time. What do you know? There you have it. I had never expected that I'd craft something of this beauty today. It's amazing. Thanks for watching.